So, good morning from day one in Orkney. Absolutely hammered it down as soon as I got off the ferry last night. It was about 8:30 and pitch dark, raining. Yeah, probably staying at a place called Lily's Lodges, and they're beautiful, really nice. Actually very easy to find and very easy to get access to in the dark, so that's good. A bit worried about that. So I absolutely hammered it down all last night. It's meant to clear at about 9 o'clock. I'm currently in the hot tub. Very good sleep last night. And if I can, show you. Is absolutely hammering. Well, it's not, sort of still raining. A bit blustery. I mean, I have to say, jumping on the bike right now, yeah, it's gonna get done, but I'm not sure it's gonna be enjoyable. Anyway, so plan today is just to go visit some of the key sites, Churchill Barriers, the Italian Chapel, Scapa. I'm not in a rush. I'm gonna give it another hour. Probably go and get some breakfast in Stromness, and then, yeah, I think the plan is to get back here before darkness, so probably about 3:30 latest. And yeah, make something to eat here, maybe grab a nice lunch, and then yeah, hopefully I'm not soaked to the skin. My textile suit's pretty waterproof, but as we find out on the Ireland trip, 3 hours in pouring rain, you start to get swamp crotch, and yeah, my gloves won't last a whole day in the rain either. I have brought 3 pairs of gloves, so yeah, fingers crossed that will do me. Anyway, speak soon. Okay, so day one in Orkney. What can I say? I'm having to keep my helmet on with the microphone inside. Hopefully you can still hear me. But we are at the Brough of Birsay, which is sort of, I guess, in the sort of very north of the island on the mainland. I'm actually holding on to my bike because it's incredibly windy, as you can probably tell and hear. I mean, riding along, to be honest, it's now 11 o'clock and I've only been on my bike for about 40 minutes, just because it was absolutely hosing it down all last night and most of this morning. A quick hot tub, and then hopefully I've parked my bike so that it's not going to get blown over. But yeah. So yeah, leisurely start this morning. The rain has stopped, which is good. There's just no one about. Nobody about. I think I've passed a bin lorry and one other car and one person walking, but that's it in 40 minutes. So yeah, I mean, you can imagine in the summer this is absolutely stunning, and probably a hell of a lot busier, to be honest. So this is why I wanted to come when it wasn't busy. Old girl's looking absolutely filthy. Anyway, so yes, here we are. The Brough of Birsay lighthouse over there. Appreciate it's on wide angles, so you can probably barely make that out. That'd be a slippy wet bit of seaweed then. Anyway, a stunning, stunning island. He keeps looking back at his bike. So yeah, leisurely start, just going to cruise around the sort of north of the island, go to Skara Brae, and yeah, then just go and grab some lunch in Stromness, I think. So who knew I had ventilation on the back of my helmet? I don't, it's just my neck is getting cold. So I've got a couple of days on Orkney, so I'm not a lot of every time I look at an attraction it says closed, or I find a nice restaurant recommended, it's closed. To be fair, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think most places on the off season, look at those waves, are incredible. Yeah, most places in the off season are closed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, jeez, oh, I don't think I've ever seen waves like that. So there's apparently an amazing, like 50+ mile walk you can do around the coast of Orkney. Obviously one for the summer. Yeah, the wind on the bike is quite something when you're riding around right around the coast. When you come inland a bit, obviously it abates. What are you doing going to Orkney in Shetland in the middle of winter, David? Because it's quiet, mate. Yeah, it's not sunny, it's not warm. It is 9 degrees though, which is warmer than it was heading up the A9 yesterday. So we'll take that as a bit of a win. Apparently Orkney, well, Shetland more so, doesn't really get sort of proper winter. The sort of lowest it gets to there is 4 or 5 degrees. I'll tell you what's not nice on the bike, which nearly made me go over, was the whole track down here is covered in these horrible patches that they've put in. I'm going to see if I can ride through a place called Twat. I believe there is a Twat on Orkney and a Twat on Shetland as well. So yes, get a few pictures and then head off. I would say no more than 5 minutes, and the weather has just very quickly turned. Just wanted to show this. Beautiful. Whether it's an old church or not. I need to work out which way I am going. Straight up here, then right. Strikes me as there's actually quite a lot of houses in Orkney. I know that might sound bizarre, but jeez, that wind! Fighting to keep it on my side of the road. Just incredible. Whoa! Give me some of that 2.5 stone I lost. Need it to balance the bike. We are going right here. There's not a very big island, David. Not sure you need sat nav, but and then you come inland a bit and all of a sudden there's barely any wind at all. Beautiful though, so peaceful. If you're coming to Orkney, I can highly recommend Lily's Lodges. Birsay Community Hall? I think we want to go right here. Towards the windy coast again. Yeah. Yes, a lot of small holdings, obviously a lot of animals. Not a hell of a lot of people. Oh, they all do, given it's midweek. Imagine there's a lot of tourism during the summer months, but everyone sort of chills out. Right, so we need to go left here. One thing I have, and I thought this might happen, is one rabbit, is that my USB for my phone has decided it's too wet and it ain't working. So, yes. So, yeah. And to be honest, since I have downloaded iOS 26, the battery on my phone has been pish. So that's sort of pushing you to upgrade by killing the battery life with the new operating system. It's like a Brough up there. Nice to be riding out of the wind a bit. Actually get some speed up. Oh, I've lost myself on the map. Where have I gone? Well, there I am. I need to make sure I'm not going to zoom past. Up and so I'm going to come down to that's good. we get to Skara Brae. So that's just approaching Skara Brae. Watch for some nice patches of sand. Actually looked like quite a nice place to go and get a nice shot. Cows getting fed. Oh, here comes the rain again. Ugh. Yeah, that'll do. That I need the toilet, but so top tip, don't put your helmet on top of your top box when it's as windy as it is here. It's the first time I've dropped my helmet. Donkey. Anyway. Yes, it might be windy, might be cold. It's still beautiful though. So over there is Skara Brae. Just going to ride round to. And that's where we've just come from. A wee public loo stop. See how quickly I fall on my arse. Yes, those things are incredibly slippy. Oh. Now I'm going to walk through a whole pile of them. This could be fun. Oh, we're on the beach. Color of the sea is incredible. This is where it looks like it's miles away on the screen and I end up walking in. Yep. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning.
Along the shore at Skara Brae, they ripped the grass from the high sand dune known as Skara Brae. What was revealed proved to be one of the most remarkable discoveries of our time.
Needless to say, it's very quiet. There's nobody else here.
A village older than the ancient pyramids of Egypt or the mighty monument of Stonehenge. For centuries upon centuries, this village.
where you put your fish. Pretty fascinating. Got a sort of 5-minute walk down. Imagine in summer this is just absolutely hustle and bustle, full of tourists. And here's a tourist by himself. It is really pretty cold. Yeah, well, I think there are other people. Woo. Anyway, let's see what it's like. Pretty blowy living here. It's amazing to see. So there are indeed other people venturing out. This is the workshop. Literally struggling to stand up. Okay, so that was Skara Brae done. It was really, really interesting. I remember doing it at school, learning about it. So brilliant to actually get here, see around. Amazing what they've done with the replica of House 7. Very cool. So we are going to head from here down to, we are over here. At Skara Brae, and we're going to head down to the Ring of Brodgar, and then down to Standing Stones of Stromness. So that is us. And again, with everything in this island, it is not far away. Put it in gear, David. So yes, rather blowy. There were a few other people there. But yes, I am... What time is it now? Ooh, 10 to 1. That's why I am hungry, because I've had only a black coffee today and no breakfast. So I think we will continue on for a bit, and then we will head into Stromness. Going to have a wander around Stromness. and then grab something to eat and grab some dinner for this evening. I think there was obviously quite a bit of flooding around here, and there's quite a lot of shit on the road. People are lovely. Everyone's really pleased to tell you about Orkney, and one of the guides there obviously has a farm or something local, and I suspect this person is also waiting for me. I'd love to know what everyone does that lives around here. So it's quite interesting. Skara Brae, there's obviously a big question mark about quite a few things, as in what people did, and actually I think we'll go to Stromness first, because I am quite hungry. Albeit I'm now not going to Stromness. Anyway, sorry, doing my usual rabbiting. Let's just stick with the plan. My hunger can wait. So yeah, quite a few question marks obviously around about. The obvious big one is, what happened to it? Why did it suddenly cease to exist after, bloody hell, 500 years of people living there? Now there's thoughts that maybe there was a huge sandstorm and it just became uninhabitable, but uninhabitable, David, just not uninhabitable. But yeah, I think one thing that sort of got me thinking was, well, and one of the signboards said this, is actually people maybe just branched off this sort of whole living together in very close proximity. This is where all these small holdings came about, and people decided that, you know what, there's enough land, they can go off and do their own thing. That's probably exactly what happened. Not that I know, but yeah, fascinating. I'm not massively into my history. It's pretty rubbish at remembering dates at school. I never gave it a great deal of attention. But yeah, it's interesting as you grow up as an adult to then actually look at these things again. That is that. So, we are at the Ring of Brodgar. Standing stone's not really my thing either, but when in Orkney. I'm just leaving my helmet and my gloves on because it's too bloody cold. Hopefully that wind is pretty blowy. The bike is still standing. She's a heavy beast, but take a look round. And I'll go and do the important thing, which is have some lunch. Because I'm Hank Marvin. Oh, if you've been tempted to buy some waterproof gloves, like I was, discovered in Ireland they're not very waterproof. Or they are. It's unfair to Venti. However, I've just broken the zip on one. So we'll be getting an email about that. But yes, they're not terribly waterproof. And what was I expecting for 20 quid? I don't know. But a bit better than I got. This is going to be fascinating viewing. It's a bit like the GS video where I continually tried to plug my USB-C into my phone, failing. There we go. Oh. So you can't even walk in there because they are managing the flow of visitors. Yeah, well, I think we'll just knock that on the head. It's beautiful up here. There might be a lack of trees, but it's still beautiful. So, not on even ground. Just had a lovely sandwich and an amazing coffee after my instant this morning, which reminds me I should have bought some coffee, but not really worth it for, well, probably something I could use over the next couple of days. Anyway, not much room in the old bag, so we'll just have to roll with what we find. Stopped for a sandwich and a lovely coffee in, I think it's called the old printing press. It wasn't where I was looking for. I googled, where did I Google? Anyway, we're in Stromness, in one of the lovely streets you see all the time if you do some research. So yes, the road is still closed, so I'm going to go this way. So it's 2:15, so I think I'm just going to wrap things up for the day. I mean, it's not like I have... Well, there's the ferry. It feels weird. It feels like you should... You're riding in a pedestrian area, but you are allowed to ride up and down these streets. I'd rather not be riding on the old cobbles, but there we go. And I think I remember seeing the co-op when we came off the ferry last night, so not sure I need directions, but... Yeah, people are lovely, questioning why I'm on Orkney on a motorbike in November, which, fair enough question. I've got annual leave to burn sort of perplexes a lot of people, but I do. So yeah, that's that. this is the way I came in, and this will be the way I go back, because that bottom road, by the looks of it, is closed. So, yes, road ahead. So you got to go back via that busier, sort of longer. God, I need to work on my tight turns. Shocking, hey. Lorry driver must be like, what is that amateur doing? So yeah, there's the Northlink ferry. We'll just whack her in here. Wow, that was a long trip. Now, I have no shopping bags and not a lot of room, so it's going to be a quick trip.